being a wife, but let me tell you something. Being a wife is making sure you have the soap powder. Being the wife is making sure you might throw those clothes in the washing machine. Being a wife is not coming to pick up your drawers after you. That is
who said you had to pick up the drawers? Y'all want to go. This is my point here with that. We always act like that's such a big thing. Like, especially for the women. Wait a minute. Especially for the women that got kids. Y'all should be cleaning the house anyway. Y'all should be cooking anyway. So you cook.
Great catch. I'm a great wife. I'm a great this. And it's like that hasn't been validated.
All these single girls are yours too. I don't know.
The one thing that I'm seeing is that when you're dealing with a grown-ass man,
yeah, it is.
He has a vision and a purpose for his life.
Thanks.
And what he wants in the future. And what I see is that a lot of these modern women don't want to fall into and play their part in that purpose and in that vision because they have their own purpose and their own vision. Mm-hmm. Not sure responsibility to motivate a man.
Right.
A man should have his own motivation, his own direction. Your job is to inspire. It's a complete difference. I think a lot of ladies get a man.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. Say what's up to the people, Chloe.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. And we appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Also, smash that like button for us and that subscribe as well. Smash that like button and that subscribe as well. Appreciate you guys always. I said once again, holding us down every Wednesday night on Kandid Konvos. So we back for another one. We back for another one. We about to go there tonight. Like I said once again, everybody hit that like button for us. Let me see who's checking in with us tonight. See, we got Kenyatta in the building. She said happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? We appreciate you holding us down every Wednesday night. Appreciate you. Donovan in the building. He said, what's up? What's going on, Donovan? Appreciate you, brother. Checking us out tonight, holding us down as always. All right, cool. We appreciate you guys coming with us tonight. So let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. All right, so here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming into an Apple device, you got to use Safari. If you're coming through an Apple device. But yeah, drop this in your browser. Join us on the panel. You can cut your camera off. If you do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose, we always encourage you to keep it on for a better show, better engagement. I said, and save you a little typing in the process. In addition to hearing the video feed, we also have it in all of the chat feeds. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, where you can shoot us a message and we'll get it to you that way as well. So we'll leave it up on the screen for a little bit as we get into the conversation. But yeah, don't be scared. Don't throw it in your browser. Come on the show with us real quick. Yeah, Folks be scared out here. Folks be scared out here. All right. Let's see what we got. I don't think I got any housekeeping to get through. Is that Vince checking in down there? Oh, I think it is. Okay. It'll pop up when you're ready. All right, cool. I think we I don't know, we might get right on into this one. Y'all was firing off the videos for this Wednesday. Y'all was firing them off. I got a line of videos that came in. So yeah, I'll see how many I can touch, but yeah, I got a plethora that came in for this Wednesday. Let's see. Y'all must be amped up. All right, so we drop this topic. We get on into this conversation. So topic for the night. Who started the gender war? Let me run that back. Topic for the night. Who started the gender war? Okay, I guess we about to find out. What's going on, Vince? How you doing, man?
Hey, how y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Happy to see you, brother.
Excuse my absences this last couple weeks. I had some work at the house and my daddy duties, so I'm back.
I ain't mad at that, man. We appreciate it, man. All right, cool. Let's see, was that JR hopped on? What's going on, JR? You good, man?
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Everybody good, yeah?
Yeah, we doing good. How you doing, man?
Nah, I'm all good over here. I'm all good, thank you.
All right, cool. Did y'all get that weather together over there? Is it still a little wet and rainy, man?
Nah, today was a bit sunny. We've got like 27 degrees tomorrow, which is obviously the hottest we kind of get around here. So that's awesome for us. 27 degrees. So yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, cool. All right, we're about to kick this off, man. So hold tight.
All right, no worries.
All right, cool, man. Let's see what Donovan say. The government. Oh, you talking to Vince?
No, he's talking about who started the gender war.
Oh, now you know what, man. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Y'all sent me some videos. I got a plethora, so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get on into it. I'm gonna see what y'all say after my man say what he say. All right, cool. Topic for the night. Who started the gender war?
On an open platform. That's what the war is about. Black women are angry than a motherfucker because black men are questioning their behavior for the first time. See, when black women question y'all selling dope, y'all doing this, y'all doing that, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. People like me and you that never did that shit, we say, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Black men need to do better. Black men need to be better fathers. But when you say something about a sister, they say not all. So that's what's happened, Dennis. For the first time in our history, men are saying, hey, we got fucking hurt too. Hey, our mothers abused us too. Hey, we never felt love too. Hey, we feel we only use for our dick too. Hey, we only use for money too. Hey, y'all had something to do with the drug game too. Hey, y'all led in abortions and teenage pregnancy. Y'all have a problem keeping y'all fucking legs closed more than we have a problem fucking y'all. Y'all are the ones. So for the first time in history, black women are like, ho, 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 ho. What you mean? What you mean telling me about myself? So they fighting back. You gay. You hate women. You hate your mama. You bashing women. You broke. You can't get no pussy on an open platform. That's what the war is about.
Okay. The brother came right out the gate. Topic for the night. Who started the gender war? All right, let's say shout out to everybody joining us tonight. Let me get a couple of these quick check-ins. Let's see, we got J.U. Griffin in the building. He said, much love, respect, and blessings to everyone from STL. St. Louis in the building. Appreciate you, J.U. Griffin. Appreciate you, brother. Joining us tonight. Our Jizzle in the building as well. What's going on, Our Jizzle? Appreciate you holding us down. YouTube in the building. See, Donovan said the brother ain't lying. You gonna come right out like that, Donovan? The brother ain't lying. Okay, well, let's go and get into the conversation. So I'm sure y'all saw the video. So the brother say the gender war was started because essentially women is upset that men is calling out their behavior. That's what the brother say. So let me come on to the panel. Let me come on to the comments. Anybody drop a comment, let me know if you agree. If my man tripping, if he making it up, if it ain't sounding right, y'all let me know. But I'm coming straight to the panel. Chloe, Vince, JR. What y'all think about what my man is saying? Is he spot on? Is he off? Just come off your mic, say what you want to say. Go ahead, Vince.
That brother is 100% correct.
Oh.
Just like the great sister Shahrazad Ali said, who has ever checked a black woman? Black men have been checked from time immemorial. Man up. Be a man. Get it together. And I think the brother Kevin Samuels, during the COVID pandemic, I think he opened it up with just honest conversations like, okay, how about the men y'all want? Let's not talk about the men you don't want. Let's not talk about the baby daddies. Let's not talk about the guys who are uneducated. Let's not talk about the guys who are intimidated by your success. Let's talk about the guys you actually want. What do they want? Then it became, oh, you can't say nothing about my weight. You can't say nothing about the fact that I have kids out of wedlock, and I want you to help me take care of them.
Mm.
You can't say anything about I don't really know how to cooperate either with the man because I haven't seen that, and that's on both sides. But he is 100% correct, and I have a personal story because I talk about my mother a lot. I was raised by a single mom, yada yada, and we had some very deep conversations before she passed, and she would always, ain't no good men out here, and ain't no this, and I said, well, Mom, and this gonna hurt, and she's deceased, so I don't feel like I'm telling her business because she, I said, well, Mom, you was in a relationship with a married man for 18 years. So how you going to say there are no good men out here? Right. You were in a sinful relationship for 18 years, and me and my mother could talk. I could talk to my mother like this because we grown. It was out of respect. It definitely was, but I was like, look, how can you say that when I seen you pass on good men? Because they didn't have the Corvette like Mr. John had. They couldn't come over and give you stacks like Mr. Don did. And I just kept it real with her. You know what I'm saying? And now that you're 60-something years old, now all of a sudden, oh, well, he got to have this and he got to have that and he got to have this. I'm like, well, Mom, I think you would be okay with just an average guy. Just a guy that can walk you around Palmer Park and give you a shot, but she ain't want to. He got to have this and he got that. I'm looking at my mama like, a man that got all that, why would he want you? And this is my mother that I love very deeply, and I wanted the best for her. So I was like, if he had all that, Mom, why would he want you and your bad attitude? So he's 100% correct. I do believe that because no one it's always been happy wife, happy life.
Right.
Brothers need to get their shit together. Always. It's never been, you know what, ladies, maybe we need to get our shit together. Maybe we need to get our big asses in the gym. Maybe we need to get our attitudes corrected.
Yeah, that's real.
Keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, people.
No, that's real. That's real right there. Man, our Jizzle said, damn. No, our Jizzle, man, this is a anybody who come on this show, this show get real. This a real show right here. Yeah, this ain't scripted. Let's say Vince just came back off a little hiatus. This real right here. This ain't scripted. I ain't text Vince and tell him what to say. No, this is a real show right here. And I mean, I think that's part of the problem as well. We haven't been having them real conversations. Yeah, we're gonna be honest about it. We haven't been having those real conversations. And I think this brother in this video, he just kept it a buck. Yep, he just kept it a buck. Yep, and to his point, some of these fellas have gotten to the point where now they calling this stuff out because they're like, hey, what's going on? What's popping? Y'all been riding me. Yep, holding me accountable, locking me up, putting me on child support, doing all type of stuff out here. These dudes is going to get held accountable regardless just because they are males, if we're going to be honest about it. Yeah, but we know this playing field is skewed. Yeah, we know this playing field is skewed, and it definitely ain't balanced. CR Jizzle said, let's see, I've been here before. I'm just normally at work. Oh no, I got you, R Jizzle.
Welcome back.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, I know you've been here, man. Now, I know your name. I know your name for sure. Appreciate you holding us down. Let me come back to the panel. Chloe or JR, y'all want to say anything at all? Just come off mute and do your thing.
Well, since we're doing all this truth, then, from a female perspective, let's talk about it. I definitely agree with him. I agree with the part specifically when he said, you know what, as a matter of fact, do you mind replaying it? Because I think we have some new viewers, and the point that I want to make, I want it restated. Do you mind replaying it, please?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
On an open platform. That's what the war is about. Black women are angry than a motherfucker because black men are questioning their behavior for the first time. See, when black women question our behavior, y'all doing that, y'all doing this, y'all doing that. People like me and you that never did that shit, we say, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Black men need to do better. Black men need to be better fathers. But when you say something about a sister, they say not all. So that's what's happened, Dennis. For the first time in our history, men are saying, hey, we got fucking hurt too. Hey, our mothers abused us too. Hey, we never felt love too. Hey, we feel we only use for our dick too. Hey, we only use for money too. Hey, y'all had something to do with the drug game too. Hey, y'all led in abortions and teenage pregnancy. Y'all have a problem keeping y'all fucking legs closed more than we have a problem fucking y'all. Y'all are the ones. So for the first time in history, black women are like, ho, 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 ho. What you mean? What you mean telling me about myself? So they fighting back. You gay. You hate women. You hate your mama. You bashing women. You broke. You can't get no pussy. On an open platform. That's what the war is about.
All right.
Yes, so the point that I wanted to make is he's right. The reason why we're seeing women now, talking about take their mics, sick of red pill content, why they gave Kevin Samuels such a hard time, is because for the longest time as women, we have been able to just get along, to get by. For a long time, obesity has been a problem for America in general, but especially if you look at the Black community, of course, we're disproportionately affected by it, right? And I'll be honest, a lot of it is our women. Not saying there aren't any overweight men, we know that's true too, but a lot of it is our women. And as we age, some of the loudest women are in my age group and older, and they're not fit. Some of the women that are the loudest are in my age group and older, and they have bad attitudes. Some of the women that are the loudest are in my age and older, and they're the ones running around here talking about they don't need a man. It really, everything that he said is true. And I just want to say, like, the truth hurts. And not only that, but you're upset because somebody is finally telling you the truth. When the chubby cheeks came with a side of respect, you notice men didn't say as much.
Thanks.
They just accepted those chubby cheeks and went on about their business. But now you have women who don't even personify the thing that they claim they want in a man, but they can pick apart that man. Everything that you say you want, you are not representing those things, but you can pick apart that man. And before, men used to let that kind of thing slide, and now they're not anymore. And when men started to speak up for themselves, that's when women started to get even more vicious. So they started to attack things about a man that they know a man can't change, his height. you know, his genitalia size. You know, like if we're going to be honest about it, you know, there's a lot of accountability that needs to be had on both sides. But women, we are not holding ourselves accountable for the situations that we're in. We're not. And I just think that, you know, at what point do we say, okay, is it me? Am I the drama? Is it me? Am I the dysfunction? And I don't see that. So we all know that there's outside influences and outside elements to this gender war. It's not just all us. It didn't just originate from us in particular, but we definitely have, you know, we've been adding the gas. We've definitely been adding the gas to the fire.
Thanks.
And I just want, I mean, as a woman, I want women to look at it and see it for what it is. Why is it that we think we can go on to tell men how horrible they are and then not expect for a man to call us out on our stuff?
That's real. That's real right there. Let me get some of these comments and we'll come back to the panel. Let's see. My guy JU said part of the gender war is that our sisters are so focused on pointing out what our good men are not. They can't see what they actually are. Appreciate that, man. I think that's a good comment, man. And just, you know, based on this comment right here, for me, this is just that lack of appreciation. Yeah, we don't appreciate each other anymore. So it's like all we want to see is the faults, but then we don't want to see the value add. And that's definitely contributed, you know, to this gender war that we're existing in today. Let's see. Our Jizzle said, I take care of my 82-year-old mother. I refuse to put her in a nursing home, so I keep her in her home, but I still have my house also. No help from my siblings, so it all falls on me. No complaints. No, shout out to you for that. You're holding down moms and keeping that intact and keeping her comfortable. Shout out to you for that. Yeah, we got to do more of that out here. So shout out to you for that. Let's see. Our Jizzle also said this topic is deep. I sometimes think, what if she had met or allowed a man into her life? Yeah. No, that's real right there as well. Yeah, but sometimes I don't think we understand what this is going to look like for us. Because I know right now we're talking gender war, but sometimes I don't think we understand. Or better yet, let me rephrase that. Sometimes I think we need to think about the long game. Yeah, but I don't think we do that. I think we think short term, right? I don't think we think about once we get older. I don't think we consider arthritis, high blood pressure, retirement, fixed income, dwindling Social Security. Like, I don't think we consider that stuff. So I think right now we caught up in right now, but we don't consider how it's going to be, you know, if we make it to be older. Yeah, I don't think we ever consider that. Yep, and this is where that other person comes in. This is where that husband or that wife comes in. Because see, now you have a level of support when you get older. Yeah, now somebody can help you with this or support you in this, or y'all can combine y'all incomes and be comfortable. Like, yeah, I know we're not thinking long game. We just caught up in right now. But appreciate that comment right there, our Jizzle. See, Donovan said there are some good, positive, respectful, honest earning men out here, for sure. But the majority of trauma-filled, trauma-bound women continue to entertain the underachieving men out here. Yeah, that's the brother with the swag, Donovan. You know how that go. And the routine is the same. They date and mate with several Jodies, and after falling short in life for the umpteenth time, they proclaim to be deserving of rich and the famous lifestyle. No doubt. Yeah, we see the process, Donovan, but I think that's going to start to change. Yeah, that whole template, I don't think it's going to work like it may have worked in the past. because I think we're running into a time where now, just kind of basing on this topic, now guys are asking questions. Yep, now guys are changing their standards or being firm in their standards. Now guys are having expectations because they understand what they bring to the situation. So I think the landscape is changing. Yeah, so I'm not sure how much of that is going to be going on. Then you got a lot of other people out here, that exist in social media land who they speaking against it. Yeah, they telling guys not to get with young ladies that have kids. They telling guys not to be a how does my man title it? A step crash dummy or whatever. However you say it.
Step baby daddy.
Right. So it's like now you got that going on. So yeah, I think the landscape is gonna change. And that's why I said I don't think we ready. Yeah, but I don't think we looking long term and how this thing is gonna look, as people age. Yeah, they just thinking right now, with them being young right now, this mindset we have now, but you got to be thinking down the road. So we're gonna see how it play out. See, Kenyatta said a lot of women want to be more masculine than men. Yeah, let me let that one sink in right there. A lot of women want to be more masculine than men. This is a huge problem in our community. No doubt. I agree with that comment right there. Spot on. Appreciate that comment. See, Donovan said fixed income. In reality, everyone's income is fixed. All right, let's see. I see some that exist without fixed responsibilities. That's true. I agree with that. Yeah, there's definitely a level of containment around your income levels. So I definitely agree with that. All right, let me come back up to the panel. So I think we got to see. Oh, did we lose JR?
He's in the next page.
Oh, he disconnected. My bad. All right, there you go. I didn't know JR or Joe, y'all want to say anything, or y'all good right now?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay. All right, cool. You good, Joe?
Thinking about this gender war thing, I don't. I guess if there is a gender war, it started shortly after the Civil War. I'm just going off memory and things that I've read, and how did it start? Because it just didn't come out of nowhere. And that was in the form of what we call feminism. If I'm not mistaken, Susan B. Anthony or someone of the sort started the movement. Frederick Douglass was extremely against it, and he found out what it was about. And somehow these white women were able to rope in black women to have that mindset of anything a man can do, I can do better. That's a popular song. It's crazy that I can even recall it because it's a song. They made a song out of going against men instead of embracing their own nature and their own femininity. But nonetheless, that feminism that started 150 some years ago, and it just kind of evolved into what it is now. It's tipping point. So some would say, well, it started off with a noble goal of women wanting to have equal rights, equal votes, equal everything. And then it became something else entirely where now they want to, as you said, Quay, wanted to be men, to portray themselves as men, to dominate like men, to have control and power. And we see that that's not really working out very well for them. And those who it is working well for, even they want to regress back to what they call the soft girl era and all these other strange things where they're going back to a time where they used to just be women. So they tired of playing in both roles, but at the same time, they want to be in a role. So the war started apparently, and this is just based off basically, so I probably had to do more on American history and how this all started. But it seemed to have started with women wanting to pick that fight. And maybe that fight was legitimate at the time. Maybe they were being mistreated at the time. I don't really know. But it don't seem like that. It seems like they're mistreating themselves more so than we are them. And they're confused about their own mistreatment. And so they project it as to we're doing it to them. It's like, you got all the freedoms you've been asking for. You wanted to work the way that we work. You wanted to slave the way that a lot of men slave. You wanted to sacrifice your life and step into this role that we take on. You wanted to be in the military. You want to be in the police force. You want to do all these things. You got it. So what's the issue? So then they're still angry for some reason. Like I said, it's they're projecting a lot of that hurt and that trauma that they're dealing with from regressing from their nature and what they truly desire naturally, before they adopt a lot of this feminist behavior, and they create the war within themselves. I don't think men feel like it's a war against them. We don't. I mean, I don't. When I go out in public, I still look at women as women. But then you have conversations with some of them, and you realize pretty quickly what time they're on. They got the blue colored hair, oh, okay, I know what you're about before they even open their mouth. I got the tattoos and the piercings. Oh, okay, you want to look like you're a prison inmate, like one of the fellas, because that's how they used to dress. Now you dressing like that. You want to cut your hair, look butch. Okay, cool. Now you look like a man, but now you're also angry at the same time. So you want to be a man, but you're angry that you're having to do the manly duties. It's confusing. So where did the war start? I'm not one to place blame, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking at, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I look at where the history starts at, and I'm like, well, these other countries where feminism did not take hold, where it did not start at any point in time, everything seems to be going pretty well for them. They're being treated well. They like being women. They go about their days treating other men well. And it's just, I don't know. It seems like that's the reason why men fly out for that, because they don't want to deal with the feminism. So the feminism is the war. That's where it seems to have started. And that's about probably as far as I want to go with it, because it's kind of sad. Generally speaking, I just want to live out my life in reality. And the women who although they are enveloped in that feminist culture that we live in, that we all are up under, those who reject it, who had good parents to resist it and teach them otherwise, those are the women I typically focus on. Though they are a very small minority and extremely rare, but they do exist. And I just kind of focus on them and just observe the majority. And it's like, damn, that's kind of sad, because I don't have a bone to pick with y'all. I'm comfortable myself being a man. You're comfortable yourself trying to be me. You are angry because you're not me, but you are tired of pretending to be like me, but because you don't know how to be like yourself, it's confusing for them. So the war is within themselves, not us.
Yeah, no, I hear that. You wanna, Chloe? You want to say something? I saw you. You're on mute right now. There you go.
Piggybacking off of, Joe bringing up the feminist movement. That's one of those external, things or external elements that added to this, right? I would definitely say women having to go to work outside of the home and having to enter industry for the first time after the war or during the war, because their men were gone and they had at that time no choice really to keep the families going. The problem was when the men came back, the women were like, wait a minute, we kind of like this independence a little bit. Like we kind of like that we have this other thing now, other than just, what we're used to doing in the box that maybe we have been put in previously. And I think that's more so where you have this spawning of the feminist movement. But I think it's important to understand that the feminist movement was not valid for Black women. It didn't do for Black women what it did for white women in a sense, because the white man was the one who was in power, right? The Caucasian male was the one who had the power at the time and the authority. Black men were never in that type of position of power. That power, the power dynamic that existed between the Caucasian male and the Caucasian female did not exist between the Black male and the Black female, because we weren't in a position of power, period, men or women, not in this country, right? So Black women weren't in general being repressed or down pressed by their men in that sense. But the movement benefited from our voices, from our faces, from our energy, from our power, our numbers. It benefited from that. The problem is, like you said, Joe, is women are now angry because the feminine movement didn't deliver the way that it was supposed to. Now we have groups of women who, you know, have taken on this agenda and taken on this, you know, this cause. And what has it shown them? What has it profited them?
You get to work 60 hours a week. Like
it hasn't, right. And the thing is, it was awesome, right, at first, right, to have similar opportunities to men. At first, it was like, yes. And now they've been doing it for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And now they're like, I'm exhausted, burned out, tired. Where the man at? Somebody marry me. I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I'll cook and clean. Now this is what we're getting at, right? Because it didn't give what you thought it was going to give, you know. And I think that's where some of the bitterness is coming from. But what do they meet? Here's the thing, though. What do they get when they dip back in? Well, now men are tired of their ish. They dip back in, but now they're dipping back in at a time where men have found their voices now. And men are like, nope. If you want to be with me, then you need to get on this type of time. I need you to be fit. I need you to be friendly. You know, I need you to be feminine. I need you to be those things. If you want to be with me, that's the type of time I'm on. And now they're angry because they thought they were going to be able to dip in and dip out at their will, because typically that's what they're able to do. And now I think with the, you know, the evolution of, you know, these platforms, men are now being able to be more vocal. And I think that's what it is. When a man said that women are fighting back, that's why they're fighting back. Because they're annoyed, they're irritated. How dare you decide to have standards? Who told you you had value? Who was it? Who told you that you're valuable? Who told you you could demand anything? It's like the nerve. And I think that's what we're seeing. Women are pushing back.
And the demands that we ask of them, the fit, friendly, feminine, these are habits that you generally have to form at a very young age. So the anger, from my perception, is you're asking me to do something I haven't done in a very, very long time, or I've never done, or I've never known. And even if they agree with it, because they don't know how to be either one of those things, to not be overweight, to be actually nice to people, nice to men, and to be feminine, that's frustrating itself. Because here you have this man that I want, who's telling me I need to be just these three things, but these three things my brain can't compute, because this is all I've ever known was independent boss baby. Stop the cap. So the anger isn't always necessarily, I believe, just, oh, he's asking me how dare he has these standards. Is I can't meet these standards he's asking of me. Even though I recognize this man is deserving of it, I'm angry at myself, and I'm projecting that anger onto you because I wish you didn't know that these three things you demand is reasonable, because I don't know how to meet those demands. Now, this might be going too deep psychologically, but this is how I would think if I was in their shoes. I'd be like, damn, this man, damn, he got all this money, he's successful, he's tall, and he's asking just these three things, but I don't know where to start. So now, let me just lash out on myself. Oh, then I'm gonna lash out on him. Everyone's gonna feel it. Feel the wrath.
But see that, okay. But see that, this is my problem with this right here, Joe. This is my problem right here. I think one of the things that we have to change. We got to stop giving passes. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I said this not at you, Joe. Well, I said I done been in enough of these conversations, right? Somebody knows how to be fit. Yeah, they know how to put their church's chicken down with that pepper pack and that little soggy corn, you know, them okra. They know how to put that down. Yeah, they know how to not roll through McDonald's and get that double quarter pounder with the extra onion. They know how to not do that.
Chick-fil-A.
I don't know.
Yeah, at the end of the right, when we talk about this feminine piece, you know how to stay in your lane. Like, we gotta stop the cap. Like you know how to stay in your lane. But see, the problem is you choosing not to. And the second problem is you don't respect me enough to stay in it.
That's that part.
Interesting.
That part.
Yeah, but I think that's the issue. When we talk about who started this gender war, I can't tell you exactly who started the gender war, but I can tell you who's participating. Yep, and we are participating in this mess. Yeah, we making these excuses. We ain't holding people accountable. We getting mad because we choosing to do some nonsense that's burning us out. Yeah, we get mad because, we over here putting on these pounds, wondering why somebody ain't coming to try to holler at us. Yeah, we mad because, this person ain't approaching me because I don't, you don't know how to cook nothing. Yeah, these fellas out here mad because the ladies ain't trying to give them the time of day, but they ain't got their money together. They ain't got their stuff together, so the ladies ain't checking for them. Yeah, we got to stop playing out here. Yeah, of course, we didn't start this gender war, but we are definitely participating in it. Because at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is based on us, once again, not respecting each other, and then two, being lazy. Yeah, we done got so lazy out here. Yeah, we've gotten so lazy out here. We think we can just get out here and just be any old kind of way, and somebody just supposed to come running to get us, and that's not how it works. Yeah, best fellas, we know better. The ladies ain't about to be checking for me like that if I'm bumming out here. Let me just keep it a buck. And the same thing go for the females. Females, if you ain't on point, these fellas ain't checking for you. Yeah, but if you walking around carrying all this weight and knowing that you ain't handling your biz, the fella's not checking for you. So we got to start being honest about this stuff. Yes, there's definitely a war going on, but we playing in it. Yeah, we supporting it by not handling our biz. Yeah, we supporting it by not coming correct. Yeah, we ain't new to this stuff. Yeah, these ladies out here, they know these men want a feminine woman. Like, we ain't new to this. Yep, as fellas, you know what I'm saying? We know these ladies want a fella with some money who got his stuff together. We ain't stupid. We know what's up. We know these ladies want to see you slide up in a nice little whip, get out in a little tailor suit, smelling good. We know how it works. But then we get into these situations and then we want to act like we don't know better. We want to act like we don't know that men want soft women. Yeah, we want to act like we don't know that men want a woman who know how to cook something. Like, come on, man. We want to act like we want to act like these ladies don't want a man who know how to fix something at the crib. Like, we gotta quit playing. Yeah, we gotta quit playing out here. And like I said, just keep it a buck. If we gonna have the conversation. So that's where I'm at. Go ahead, Vince. Joe, I see you going too.
I want to
go
make
ahead, Joe.
one quick point.
Oh, go ahead, Joe. Then we'll come to you, Vince.
Just real quick, my argument wasn't ever that they don't know what to do. Like, I know that working out puts muscle in my body and it makes me look a certain way, which does attract women.
Right.
It's how to do it. For the longest, I didn't know how to do it. I wasn't taught how to take care of my body, how to have a proper diet. So I can know that a woman wants nice teeth, but if all I ate all my childhood was candy and chips, that's my diet. I can know I'm supposed to eat carrots and fruits and vegetables. I can know it, but how to do it, habits. There's a stark difference between having the knowledge of something, having an innate knowledge of something. Like, instinctively, we know. A woman knows how she's supposed to be soft. She's supposed to be kind. She's supposed to be this. Supposed to dress and be thin. But how to do it? That's a totally. She's built up enough neural pathways and enough habits over a long period of time to just switch like that on a dime. It is almost impossible. Not impossible, but that takes work and effort.
Exactly.
So that's what they push.
That's the key.
It's that, oh, this guy wants these things. And I know this is what I'm supposed to be, but I don't know how. And that's where the frustration comes from. It's the inability to do the how, even when you know it. That's frustrating. Oh, I know how to be a millionaire, but I don't know how to become one. I don't know the first step to take. I know Bill Gates showed me the way. He got the blueprint. I just don't know. I don't have anyone to teach. I've never had, so you'll be broke most likely your entire life. So that's the barrier here. It's the difference between the knowing and the actual process of doing it. and building up those new habits, especially as an adult. Those habits it's like trying to learn a new language. You're learning the language of how to be a woman.
Oh, Joe, you just said it though, man. It's the effort.
It's right.
Yeah, you just said it. See, people don't want to put in the effort. That's why I said we doing the lazy thing. People don't want to put in the effort. Now, don't get me wrong. You may not, I know, Joe, you've referenced trading before, right? Yeah, I said you're not gonna come out the womb knowing how to trade, right. But you got to put the effort in. You got to say, you know what, I want to learn how to do this because I want to change my situation. That's when you put in effort. Yeah, but see, that's where we missing. See, we don't want to put in the effort. We know what needs to be in place, but we just don't want to put in the effort. That's why we running the layup on the surgery table.
Right.
That we don't want to put the effort in. Yep, and that's the breakdown. And see, when you don't put the effort in, see, now you want to get frustrated because you're not getting the results that you want. Yeah, but see, that's where the disconnect, that's where the frustration, that's where the fighting, the argument, and all that comes in, because now you looking at another person and you saying, why don't you just want to take me as I am?
Right.
Because I don't really want to put this effort in. So just take me as I am. And see, people are saying, no, I'm not going to take you as you are because I done put this effort in over here. So I'm not about to just take you as you are because you need to be putting that effort in. That's where the frustration comes in. And that's why I said it's lazy. Okay. That effort is the piece. The effort is the key. But that's the piece that we don't want to do because that's the part that actually involves some work. Let me come back to Vince. I know you was coming up after Joe, man. Then I'm gonna come down to Tamando right after Vince. So Vince, then Tamando, you next.
I want to make a couple points. I think one thing is that we have to understand propaganda. And we have to understand what this social media, what this TV is pushing to us as a community, as Black people. And I really didn't understand this until I really started talking to women. All of them got the same story. Everybody want to say they're so different and this, that, and other. They all come with the same story. Well, I don't want to stay because my grandmother couldn't do this. It's the same exact story. And I said, well, was your grandmother ever beaten? No. Have you ever asked your grandmother why she stayed? You might think that she stayed away, but how about she stayed because she didn't want to break up her family?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we also have to understand that we don't know each other. And it breaks my heart that there is no true value for the Black husband, father. Give you a perfect example. I was talking to a lady, I'm 40 and I just decided to have a baby. So you didn't think you need that child needed a father? Oh, well, I wasn't gonna wait because I'm 40 years old and I want a baby. Okay, but I still want a husband. I said, okay. So you understand the statistics of a child being raised without a father. You do know that, right? Yeah, but it got to be the right father. He can be in the house, but if he ain't doing this and if he ain't doing that, he might as well not be there. Oh, okay. I say, don't you understand that the man that you want, he don't want none of that without a wife. That's what they don't get. The type of men that they want wives. They don't want no kids. They don't want no kids without no wife. That's why men don't adopt kids. And they could. And we love children just like women do. But we understand that we can't have certain things without a woman. And Black women have gotten to this point where a man is an option.
Right.
And he got to be a good man. Can't be just a regular hard-working man. He got to be, then I get this thing. Oh, well, I'm not going to be working and doing everything. I said, I'm out here with millionaires. I see more men taking their kids to preschool than I see women. I see women in the hood taking their kids everywhere, not these men out here. You understand what I'm saying? Going to doctors' offices and do this and that. Because men at that level care about their children because they care about their legacy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to be at these doctor's appointments, at the schools, making sure this and that is done. So they don't understand. I think Kevin Samuels brought this up more than anybody else. They don't understand what the type of man that they wants. That's why they always say these black men is getting with these white. They're not getting with these white women because they're white. Because black women is the most beautiful women in the world. Black women have the greatest bodies in the world. A black woman could be 60 and look like she's 25. White women, I ain't gonna say it because we don't. You know what I'm saying. It ain't because of the color. It's because of the attitude. It's because of getting on their page. Well, I ain't gonna be getting. I had a lady tell me, I said, men want a helpmate. You know what she told me? I'm not the help.
Sorry, I mute myself. That's crazy.
Lord, I said, Lord have mercy. Y'all just don't get it.
That's all you
I'm
can
not
say.
the help.
That's all you can say, man. Let me come down to Tomando. Tomando, you there, man?
Yeah, am I clear?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, man.
I'm on my Bluetooth on my car. Take my cam off because that's just a distraction to everybody else. But I just wanted to say a couple things real quick. What Bitch was saying, I was just about to say that. I was saying to my wife, I'm like, it's the propaganda that social media and entertainment and everything push onto women in general. This is not just in the black community. It is fingers to be pointing, and I point at women. I started the gender war, and the reason why I specifically point to women is because they don't believe in hierarchy, so they don't see the hierarchy what men see, because we know it's levels to everything, right? So, men, plumbers, you can't say you're a plumber and get the respect you used to get a long time ago, because they forgot that the hierarchy. Women don't understand hierarchy. Don't understand a plumber. Some plumbers make 6 figures and up, right? So they began to see this, what social media pushed on females, this flashy cars and all this other stuff, this grandiose life, and don't understand that it don't come, and only certain men can get the lifestyle that they see like that without putting in hard work. We know it's actors, models, musicians that get it more easier than the working middle class man. But there's a lot of people I know, middle class, upper middle class, as plumbers, electricians, got beautiful houses, beautiful cars, and they look past them people. They look past them men like that. So I blame the women because they don't understand that it's hierarchy. So we see them messing with the dope boys and all this stuff, and they having a hard time finding suitable suitors that's going to be long term because they don't understand the hierarchy. I see, and I don't want to beat the horse, but I see, I'm seeing the ghetto folks get married. I'm seeing the upper class getting married, but it's this middle class division that we see that's creating the chaos. And it's just women don't understand. Like I look at it's levels to it, and it's also certain women can only get certain men, and they looking for men that's out of their range, if you want to call it. So we know it's these women. They all looking for a specific. Like we hear it often. They all looking for a specific type of man, and this is what's happening. Majority of women now seeing it on social media. They're all looking for this one type of archetype guy instead of staying in their own lane where they're supposed to be. They all trying to fight for this one type of guy, and it's leaving all the other gentlemen that's in their range out here by themselves, fighting to find a suitable mate when they mate don't want them. So I point the finger at the mother.
Okay. No, I appreciate that right there, man. I appreciate that. Let me ask this question because Tomando brings up a good point. Let me ask this question to the panel and everybody in the comments. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. What sets a woman's level? Yeah, Tomando, that's actually a great point. So we know that there's things that sets a man's level, right? So of course we're looking at his money. We're looking at his money, his charisma, his essentially his intelligence, his ability to provide. And I'm not just talking money when I say provide, but his ability to provide and provide infrastructure for the family and so forth. So we know that there's things that's, his height, the way he carries himself. We know that there's things that sets a level for a man. But what sets a level for a woman? So what makes a woman high, if you will, or high level, if you will? So I'm just curious to see what y'all say. Chloe, I saw you come up. Go ahead.
Currently it's her aesthetic. This is why women care so much about aesthetic. This is we've done shows where women talk about basic women, and they say the basic women are the ones that don't keep themselves up. But when they say keep themselves up, they're talking about the weaves, the hair, the expensive hair, upkeep, the lashes, nails, those types of things. That's what they're talking about. So it's all tied to an aesthetic, right? So as long as a woman has a certain aesthetic, maybe she dresses a certain way, she wears her hair a certain way, usually it's something fake, it's something false, because it's all about the aesthetic, this perfect girl aesthetic where, not a hair is out of place, certainly not natural. It's always some type of sewing, a weave, extensions, tape-ins, whatever it is. It's, heavy makeup and contouring. It's the way she carries herself. And then for some women, they go past that and they'll add in the career too, which is why the first thing they bring up to you guys when you ask them what they bring to the table is their career, because these are the types of things that they base their value on. This is how they evaluate themselves. What have they been able to accomplish professionally? How do they carry themselves? What do they look? Girl got it going on this, girl got it going on car, girl got it going on house. Those types of things. It's the aesthetic. It's not the things that really have a value, like the things that really have a value. Those are not the ways in which they evaluate themselves, which is why they look at women who don't do all of that and they go, oh, they're basic. Meanwhile, the women that they're calling basic, they're just prioritizing the other things. It's not that they're basic at all. It's just that they prioritize the things that you maybe can't see. And so it's not about an aesthetic for them. And I think that's where the value lies. And to just kind of throw something out there, every woman has the ability to change. Nothing that women are being asked to do is impossible for them. It's just that they don't want to do it. These women will get on YouTube, they will get on TikTok, and they will learn how to sew. They will learn how to contour their face till they look unrecognizable. Okay? They will learn how to braid their own hair, put in their own weaves, but then you ask them to get fit. Oh, I don't know, what am I supposed to do? Google it like you did everything else. Google how to get fit like you Google how to put that quick weave in. Google it. It's out there. I guess it's hundreds of thousands of videos. There's so many women telling you how to get fit at home, get fit in the gym, get fit outside. They're telling you everything that you need to do. There is no excuse right now in 2024 for a woman not knowing how to get fit. But you don't prioritize that. You don't care. And to piggyback off something Vince said, it ain't got nothing to do with the color. It has nothing to do with the color. But the reason why Black men are bringing up these other women, and let me just talk to women for a minute. The reason why Black men are bringing up other women outside of the Black community is because, ladies, they are prioritizing different things.
That's it.
I'm out in public now and I pay attention. Since we've been in this space, it's been giving me the opportunity to just pay more attention to things. And now I've been paying attention to us as Black women. We don't prioritize the health of it. We don't prioritize the wellness of it. We prioritize the aesthetic. So as long as we can put on some shapewear, as long as we can, once we get in our clothes, you know, that booty poking out, you know, them thighs looking thick, then we're good. But we don't understand that that's not healthy. Once you put on some tight jeans, it might look good in them. You squeeze yourself up in them jeans, sis. It look good once you squeeze yourself up in them jeans. But once you take them jeans off and everything go like this,
bruh,
it's not so cute anymore. You're carrying around all that excess weight. It's not healthy. Forget about the aesthetic for a minute. It's just not healthy. It's not healthy. And see, women from other, and I'm speaking in general terms, of course, but women from other ethnicities, they care about that. That's why you're being compared. That is why. Because even as a Black woman, I'm looking around going, wow, I'm in this establishment. And there's different races of people, different ethnicities of people in this establishment. But when I look at all the Black women, we got curves. We know that. We know we're just naturally curvy. And curves is, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about you having curves. We get it. I'm talking about carrying additional weight that's not healthy for your body. That's what I'm talking about. And when I look at the Black women, 80 to 90% of us in one place.
Damn.
And then when I look at the other women, it's maybe 50%.
50. Yeah.
That are carrying a little extra weight.
And how many of them are smiling?
Oh,
just pleasant. Just walk past them and just pleasant.
I'm just. We are known for our RBF, our resting B face. Like we are known. And so I'm just saying, ladies, like it's time out for excuses. There's no more excuses to be had. Do it for you. Don't do it for a man. Fix your attitude because you're going to be happier. Fix your body. Be more fit because it's healthier for you.
Right.
Be more feminine because you'll notice that the relationships around you will improve. Do it for you. Forget doing it for a man. You're going to go get that BBL and you're going to say it's for you, not for a man. You're going to beat that face to submission and you're going to say it's for you, not for a man. So do what you need to do. Like we got to stop making excuses for ourselves and then putting it on a man.
That's what y'all want. Y'all want me to put this fake butt on. That's what
y'all want. Chloe's point. I think that's part of the problem, Chloe. They need to do it for a man. Because men do what we do for women. We understand. We put on cologne to attract a woman. We don't care what a man thinks. When we put on a suit, we want a woman to say, "Ooh, you look nice in that suit." Yeah. We get this money so we can take care of a woman and our kids. And I think that's the issue because, well, I ain't doing this for a man. Why not? That might be the issue. And another thing you were saying about value, I think femininity is value. There's some women I can pass in the store. I know she married. And she don't have to have a big booty and a beautiful face and all this weave. It's her attitude. It's the way that she presents. It's the way that she's pleasant. It's the way that she smiles. It's the way that she's just pleasant to the world. So I think that that's the problem. There is no value for the man. And so when a man has gotten to a certain point that he feels value, he wants to feel validated. And see, these other women validate because they know this man is going to change my life and my trajectory for my family. I don't want to do it alone.
I agree.
I mean, I give you a perfect example. So these athletes that everybody talking about, you know why they picked them? Because that girl is going to Panera Bread while he at practice, making sure he got something to eat when he come back from practice. Under the assumption, I see the future. The other chicks is on social media taking selfies. Oh, I ain't going to Panera. But see, they putting the work in. They working for these men. What woman? If you ask a woman now, will you work to get your man? He got to be a $250,000 cat. It couldn't be no average $60,000 man who is a good man. He got to be, and that's why they cheating with them. That's why, just like they said, they all want the same cat. Yeah, so until we find some value in our men, I don't think it's gonna happen. I just hate to say it because it's so ingrained. It's so negative. It's so, I don't want no man controlling me. I don't want that. But you want a boss though. You want this man making all this. He's going to be controlling. Right. And he's going to be controlling because he knows how to control.
Yeah, he knows how to lead. Mm-hmm.
He knows how to control. He knows how to control.
What's the part of this part of the leading? Yeah.
Well, I don't want to end up like my grandmother and I had the man that you really I just don't understand it because the type of man you talking about, you ain't leaving him. And he's going to take care of you. Like a lot of women talk about my wife. My wife has the option to work. She do what she want to do. That's what real leadership does. It gives your people the ability to do what they want to do. Oh, well, I couldn't work or I couldn't. No, you have to work, sweetheart. And it's just a difference. It just is. And I think that's why we need to push to get these situations earlier. Get married earlier. Get in these relationships earlier before you had these kids, before you got this debt, before you get all this other stuff that destroys a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And it's the whole propaganda. It's like people talk about, and I'm in this. We got to understand that this propaganda, every movie that come out is an abusive black man in it. Every single one. And the ones that's not don't sell. People talk about Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry has made some very good movies that didn't sell peanuts. Boss Man Blues was a very good movie. I don't know if y'all seen that one. It's about that was exactly. Daddy's Little Girls was number 30 in his movies. Great movie.
That was a good movie. That was good, yeah.
But you know what his top movies were? Diary of a Mad Black Woman. All the Medeas. So I don't blame Tyler. Get your money. That's what we want to see.
Well, I blame him, but that's another time.
Yeah, you gotta get your money. Because those movies, the other one stuff he tried to put out just good.
Yeah, so I understand. I understand what you're saying. Oh, we lose Vince. Hold on, my bad. Oh, there you go. Now I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying when it comes to this money, but I also feel like there's definitely a responsibility in there as well. Yeah, I mean, I think that's where some of the issue comes in. Because let me ask this question. Because I said I know we talking gender war right now. My question would be why don't Paco have this problem then?
Because Paco respects I'll say it this way. Because Gloria knows that she needs to provide Paco the intangibles. And she's not as jaded. I think she's not as perhaps traumatized. Perhaps she isn't as conditioned, and maybe she's come from a background or a culture where respect for your man is not optional. It's not an optional thing. And I think, unfortunately, respect for men is in our community has become optional. Respect for authority has become optional. So now that's the problem. You guys asked me, how do women value themselves? I told you how women value themselves. I didn't say it was correct.
Right.
I didn't say that women valuing their aesthetic is correct. I simply said that's what women seem to value. Women value you guys' aesthetic more than your substance. That's why the things that they want from y'all are aesthetic. 6, 6, and 6. They ain't said nothing about your character.
Right.
So y'all asked me a question and I answered it.
Oh, that's real.
And that's the problem, though, isn't it? Because that's out of order.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. Yeah, it's definitely out of order. And like I said, that's why I asked that question, right? Because like I said, there's this just a quick little story. There's this little Mexican restaurant that I go to. It's actually a grocery store, but it's got a restaurant in it. And I watch Gloria and Consuela. I watch them in action. And they're in this store along with their husbands working. He over there working the register. She working the food orders. You know, the other man is in the kitchen cooking all the food. You know, she got the little polite thing going on. She's speaking friendly. The man, the husband, he's short. He ain't 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I'm looking at the guys coming in and out of the place. They cutting grass. You know what I'm saying? They doing woodworking. They doing asphalt. They putting on roofs. So, you know, they just average earning guys. And I'm just like, what's the difference? Yeah, why does that situation? Why does it work like that for Consuela and Paco? Like they ain't Consuela ain't talking like that to Paco. So I'm like, but then we come over here, and it's a whole nother thing. We competing with each other. We trying to be in each other's positions. We frowning upon each other because you ain't making this or you ain't making that. It's like it's totally different. Yes, I'm just like, what do these folks know that we don't know?
I think they understand that the value of 2 is better than 1. Because it ain't Paco. It's also Jennifer. It's also Hamed. It's also what's the Indian name? Because I live around a lot of Indians.
Prakash.
And they got more money, more education than all of us put together. And they still get married. And it ain't just a piece of paper. Because they understand the value of coming together, and 2 is better than 1. That's the problem. Just like I was so upset the other day. Now I have some work done on my house. Now this company have done all my work. So the owner is a brother, but he's partnered with somebody else. I don't know what they are. So he comes over, the carpenter. Then the plumber comes, then the electrician comes, then the HVAC. Now, mind you, all of them, I think, is the same nationality, I guess you would say. So we outside talking, and they coming in, and it's 2 younger boys. Look like they probably about 18, 19. That's their sons. So we just out here talking, and so that's where we go to school. You know what he told me? We are all related by either blood or marriage. The carpenter, the plumber, the electrician, the cleanup, the guy that owned it, all related by blood or marriage. And I'm like, look at the type of money they make.
Right.
All related by blood and marriage. The father-in-law, the son-in-law, the cousin, the nephew. Ain't nobody outside. But we can't understand the value of getting married and staying married. It's just a piece of paper. When it's people that are billionaires getting married, the Hiltons get married, the Fords get married.
Right.
They get married because they understand that 2 is better than 1. And the other thing I don't understand about some of these ladies is that you're doing it alone now. So if a guy can come and bring 40%, that ain't worth it. That's what I don't understand. You doing, well, I ain't gonna be cooking. And you cooking and cleaning now? You paying all your own bills now? You don't have a father for your kids now? So if he coming with 40%, that ain't valuable? Cause let's be honest, ain't a lot of us making 6 figures. And the ones I've seen already married, because those are smart men, pretty much. Besides the athletes, those are smart men who get married early because they understand I have a legacy. I got this money, I got this business, I got yada yada, and I want a wife and some kids to leave it to. I don't want no baby mama. Most of the guys I went to college with don't have baby mamas. They might have ex-wives, but I don't know how baby mamas.
Right.
Maybe some of them maybe one, but it ain't no multiple, ain't no 5 or 6 baby mamas. It's ex-wives. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, we don't understand togetherness, and it's all a negative thing. Well, I don't want to stay if I said, have you talked to people that have been married for years? Even the great Michelle Obama, and they don't run this one a lot, said her and Barack wasn't happy for 10 years, and she stayed. They don't play that one. It's ups and downs in the marriage. And then you get single and you still ain't quote unquote happy. Then you faking it.
Yeah. Well, I said it's. I mean, and that's even Vince. That's even before the marriage. I mean, we just talking straight relationships. It's ups and downs in relationships. So yeah. So like I said, this stuff that we doing these days, and that's why I attribute it back to being lazy. It's like we just don't want to put no effort in. It's like if it don't come easy, then it's like we don't want to have nothing to do with it. And I said, at the end of the day, what long lasting has ever been easy? Yeah, I don't know where we get this mentality from. Let me get some of these comments. See, J.U. Griffin said the difference is that Gloria is not turning down the bus driver and then having a baby with a random sperm from a man that she has never met in person. Yeah, no, J.U., that was wild right there, man. That was wild.
The PP goes. Burr, burr, burr.
That's what she said. But yeah, that was a wild turn of events in that particular situation. So it is what it is. See, Kenyatta said these entertainers are a bigger part of the gender war. No doubt. Yeah, we have to be very careful with these entertainers. Yeah, but I just look at some of the things that I've heard in some of these songs, the Beyoncés, the Cardi B's, and it's like they preach to these young ladies, the Sierras, they preach to these young ladies to be single out here while they going back home to their husbands or going back home to their men. You know, Cardi B, she got a whole cheating husband and she keep going back. I think, as I understand, I think she might be pregnant again. While she telling you to let yours go, to let your man go. So yeah, we definitely have to be careful with these celebrities and these entertainers. We definitely have to be careful with these movies. Because I said it's a lot of conditioning going on. It's a lot of conditioning. All right, let me do this real quick. I got a couple lined up down here. Which you say something, Chloe?
Family. While you're watching, being entertained, drop us a like. We sure appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. No, everybody hit that like button for us. Do us that favor if you're watching us right now, YouTube and Facebook. Hit that like button for us. Hit that like button for us. We got low likes right now, but it's a lot of folks on here. Hit that like button for us. All right, I got a couple that came over. I might just shoot these off random. I think, Vince, you sent this over to me right here. Let me see what you got right here.
Had any fracture, like where I felt like he wouldn't be faithful to me. So like the infidelity that I experienced in the past, like I never felt like that with him. So that made me feel safe that I would never experience that again. But I didn't know that once you don't have that on the table, that there are all these other areas where you have to learn to trust someone. like what? Tell me what. Like I thought it was just, don't cheat on me. I didn't know it was like I have to trust the way that you parent and trust the way you communicate and trust how you deal with finances and trust that we're going to make the right decision about whether we buy this house or do we move to Dallas, do we stay in LA. Like I didn't know that there were all these different areas of trust. I thought it was just like, don't cheat on me. now what? I gotta trust the way you manage money. I gotta trust the way you eat sometimes. Like I'm about to pass out. I got to trust you to take me to the hospital. Just don't cheat. I thought that was it.
Oh, I know you sent that over, Vince. What you see, man? Because I saw some things. What you see in that one, man?
I just seen how it's more about vetting and really being one with your spouse. Really asking the tough questions before the baby, before you move in together. And, because everybody said, well, I just want a man of God. I just want to. But what does that mean? How does that look? how does that walk start to walk itself? You know what I'm saying? And I think that we don't ask the proper questions. And I always go back to Kevin Samuels because the brother was just he really asked the serious questions. Like, because I think about my first marriage and I was very, very young, so I was, we never talked about, like, what do you want from me as a husband? What do I want from you as a wife? What are our goals? Where do we want our kids to go to school? How do we? None of those things were asked. It was just we love each other, and we got a baby, and let's just try to make it work. And it don't work. It didn't work. We were totally on separate pages about almost everything. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a good, because most of it is, you look at these surface things. Oh, well, if he just don't cheat, if he coming home, okay, well, what if you get that? Then what's the next level?
Right. No, that's real right there. That's real. I got that was an interesting video, man. For more than one reason, man. But I gotta agree. Even jot this comment. She said, "What?" I gotta agree. The lady looked familiar. Is that the Jakes? Is that what that is? All right, Sarah Jakes, right? This is my question, right? I got two questions. I'm gonna start with the first one. There's a question to the ladies. Yeah, because I hear this mess all the time, and I'm really trying to understand it. Ladies, why y'all so caught up on this cheating? Like, why is this always a thing? Like the young lady in the video literally said, once you don't have that, then it's like, what you got? Okay, so the dude ain't a cheater. So then what? It's like, why is this cheating? This is always like the thing. Like, do y'all be holding on to that? Like, is that like a power card, a leverage card? Is that the end goal? Can I catch him cheating? Or are we still thinking all men cheat? Like, what is the mentality around this cheating? That's my first question. Some lady let me know. Drop a comment. Somebody tell me something. The second comment is this lady look grown to me. Yeah, I don't know how old this lady is, Sarah Jakes. I don't know. What is she, in her 20s, 30s? I don't know.
Stop it, 20. Stop it.
No, I don't know. I don't know her. How old is she?
I think she's late 20s, early 30s, because she had a child out of wedlock, and then she married somebody else. So she's probably in her late 20s, early 30s.
I'm gonna tell y'all because I don't think
early 30s or late 20s. Okay. I would think. I don't know exactly.
All right. Yeah, my bad. I don't know her like that, so I don't know how old she is. But my question would be is what happened? Yeah, I know she at least got to be in her late 20s. Just looking at her, early 30s, mid 30s. She got to be somewhere between 25 and 35. I'll say that. What happened? Yeah, why are you at this age getting married
to 30? She could be 36, maybe.
Okay, so let's just say she's 36. All right, cool. So
35.
Okay, so what happened? Yeah, why we at 35 getting married to somebody talking about you didn't know that there was other stuff you got to trust? Like, why you even getting married if you don't fully trust somebody? And that's why I say our mindsets is so off at this point. Yeah, this shouldn't even be a thing. Yeah, if you getting married to a man, you should be trusting everything about this man. Yeah, you literally putting your life in his hands. You should be trusting everything about this man. It shouldn't be no after y'all get married. Now you talking about I got to trust how he managed money. And it's like, what is you talking about?
Backwards.
Yeah, and that's why I say we going about things the wrong way. See, you having these thoughts now after you committed, that's too late. Like Vince said, you should have been having these conversations and asking these questions before y'all even got married. You should already be watching my man to see how he move with money. This stuff ain't obvious. I mean, this stuff ain't hard. You should be able to see how my man move with money if you're really paying attention, if you asking questions. Yeah, you should see or get an idea of how my man may be with some kids if he has his own kids. Like, you should be able to see that. That's gonna come out of character traits. Yeah, but we saying this stuff after the fact, talking about, it's all this stuff I got to trust. It's like, what is you talking about? You got to trust one time. All this stuff should be in that umbrella. Yeah, it's like this stuff crazy to me. And I said, this is Jake's. So she come from this TD. She come from TD. And she talking like this? Man, we gotta, like I said, we gotta do some work. Cause see, this is the thing. I'm gonna say it like this. This is the thing. This gender war that we dealing with right now is because of stuff like this. Yeah, we have a situation where some of the young ladies have expectations for these men that they don't even live up to. Yeah, they don't live up to these expectations. They're requesting things of these men that they don't live, that they don't bring to the situation. So why would we not expect these guys to get frustrated with that and then start calling it out? Because if these guys know that they can't even get your attention or your reciprocation unless they bring these expectations to you or meet the expectations, then when they come engage with you and you not meeting the expectations, talking about you just figuring out you got to trust on some additional stuff, now he looking at you sideways. Now he's saying, well, sis, I done went and got myself together, but you ain't even together? Like, wait a minute. That's not adding up. That's not fair to me. So now you're going to have these guys frustrated. Now they're going to say, forget it. I don't want to be bothered. Now they're going to want to call you out because they're expecting you to have this stuff figured out. Like I said, we've been growing up our whole lives being taught that these women, they more mature than the men. I've been hearing that since elementary school.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, y'all been conditioning me with that mentality since elementary school. But now we get into our adult age and we seeing that these people are not mature like we thought. Yeah, these people not as advanced as we thought. These people not as educated as they put on. Yeah, it's like, come on now. We can't even have a conversation without arguing and cussing. We can't even have a conversation and be transparent. But yet I was told you was more mature than me. Guys, we hear this stuff all our life. But then we start getting older and we see that that's not the case. It's just conditioning. So yeah, man, we got to get real out here, man. This is this type of stuff that contributes to the gender war. This guy, I'm assuming the guy on the other end of this, he decided to marry this young lady. Only for this stuff to come out after they get married? What kind of position you think that put him in? Now he looking like, wait a minute, what did I do? So, man, we got to start getting real about this stuff, man. Because I said this is the stuff that contributes to this gender war. Go ahead, Joe.
I was about to say, and also it's public. So all of that, it would seem as if, oh yeah, this is going to help everybody. But what you're saying and what I'm hearing is you don't trust him. And it's like, it seems like you still, it's kind of like when Aisha, Stephen Curry's wife, did what she did. Oh yeah, I still want other men to check me out and all this other stuff. That's how it feels. Like, okay, you can feel that way, but this is public. We know who your husband is. We know you have his platform. That's millions of people, of women who are going to hear this and say, oh yeah. And there's a lot of gossip behind it. These are conversations and things that she should have dealt with behind closed doors. Almost sounds like she's having a therapy session with the wrong person, because that person doesn't appear to be a licensed therapist. So she's having these open air conversations about all of these thoughts and feelings. And I just wonder in my back of my head, like, did our man, speaking of trust, did he approve of this? Did he want this to happen? Or did she push to have her story be told? Is it for attention? Is it real? Is it even genuine? Or is she doing this as a way to say, well, to plant that seed of doubt in other people's minds who are looking at that content and ingesting it? So I don't see it as a good thing. It's just a lot of this airing out of issues that should be done behind closed doors. But this just seems like, oh, she's still dealing with it. It doesn't even seem like she's gotten over it. She's still going through the trusting. I'm thinking, huh? That's strange. But he did marry her. So that is his burden to bear, so to speak. And if he's happy with it, I'm happy for him. I personally couldn't do it. She would be seeing served papers the following day after such an interview, such a public expose. Because it's like, wow. I mean, we've been through all this, and you're still out here in public saying I have trust issues in all these different areas. That, okay, then why are we married? That's what I would be thinking as a man. But you know, what do I know?
It just it just generates a lot of questions, man. And I think that's part of the problem. Go ahead, Vince. Then I got another one to throw
But
up.
then it's also these situations where
I got you, Corey.
You know, maybe she had a child early and she's been a single parent for maybe about 10 years. And now she's done things a certain way. She's been in control of everything. So now I have to compromise. And I think my way is right. And it's been working for me. And it might not be working, because working for you is two totally different things. Because I've understood, especially when it comes to paying bills. Some people feel like it's working for me if I'm check to check, but I still get what I want, but I'll have no savings, I'll have no investments. Other people feel like, well, what's working for them is living up under their means, saving and investing. So I think that this is a problem, because when you're used to doing things your own way, especially for a woman who's been taking care of everything, I can kind of understand where it's hard to give up even the control and even the thing about really compromising with somebody. And to really do that, I'm seeing that a guy has to be on a whole nother level for them to feel like it's okay to compromise. That's why the 6-figure thing is so big. I can't really listen to a man that's making as much as I'm making, because he can't really tell me anything. He has to be this so I can really feel comfortable with listening to him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but it's probably because, she's been in control for so long, and it's hard to give up those reins.
Yeah, no, I understand that, man. It's just all I can come back to is we got to do better. Like I said, this just ain't lining up to what's being communicated out here, what's being marketed. Yeah, like I said, to be hearing this type of stuff after the fact, like, that's concerning. Because, see, that tells me that you didn't really do your preparation as a wife, being honest. Yeah, so it's just concerning to me, man. But I think there's a lot of this type of stuff out here, which is why a lot of these situations don't end up working out, because these things come out when times get hard. Then people just tap out and run away and want to, throw some papers and call it a day. And that's what happens. Let me come to you, Chloe, and then I'm going to go to the next one. Go ahead, Chloe.
Originally, when you asked the question, why, my first thought was control, like why women worry so much about cheating. My first thought was control, because I think that we always, when we think about pride, we think about arrogance, we typically think male, but women have quite a bit of pride too. And women can be, arrogant and possessive as well. And we can especially get possessive when it comes to our relationships. We can get possessive when it comes to friendships and girlfriends. And, we can get possessive when it comes to my man is period. And so when that happens, I think our biggest fear, right, when it comes to that, is that we're going to give our hearts to this man, and then he's going to go and give himself away to somebody else, and that's mine, and we want control over that. Like, I think we do believe that we should have a say in what he does. And to a certain extent, if that's your husband, you should have some, influence over what he does. He should have some influence over what you do as well. Like, that's your spouse. You guys are living for, you're living lives together now. You're one. So yeah, there should be. But I think that that's part of what that stems from. And so when Vince says perhaps she's used to living her life a certain way, doing a certain thing, having complete control over her life, it was just her and her child. Now a man is coming into the picture, and she has to surrender all of whatever control she had to this man because he's leading her. And if this is a man of God, like you asking for, then he's going to follow the hierarchy. And the hierarchy is God, then him, then you, and the children, right? So if he's a man of God, he's going to follow the hierarchy. So you're going to be surrendering to his authority. Now, mind you, if he's also a man of God, then you should be able to trust his leadership. Because if he's led by God, then these things that you're concerned about, not that he's going to be perfect, but he should know how to navigate these things, even when it gets hard, right? So I just think that the trust needs to come in the form of complete trust. It needs to come in the form of complete surrender. When you trust someone with your life, period, you trust them with your life. And you shouldn't be marrying anyone that you don't trust with your life. And I'm not saying she doesn't trust her husband. We don't know that part. I don't want to read that into what we just saw. I'm just simply saying, using this particular clip as a case study for a woman wanting to get married, you should be able to trust that man with your life. Because if you trust him with your life, then all the other stuff comes along with that. Trusting him with the finances. Well, if you can trust him with your life, then he cares about your livelihood. He's not going to mismanage the funds because he knows that's how you guys survive. That's how you live. If you trust him with your life and he's trustworthy with your life, then he's going to protect your heart because he cares about you not being hurt. Right? So all of those things fall up under there. You should be able to first trust that man with your life. That's it. If you get to the point where you trust this man with your life, then all that other stuff is a given. And if we're going into marriages where we don't know if we trust the other person with our life, then we're setting ourselves up for a fall.
She doesn't trust that man with her life. She just said it. Now, you say you didn't want to look too much into it from my perspective. And I'm not married, so I don't have any experience of getting down on one knee and all that. But immediately I'm thinking, oh, she don't trust him. She's going on about all these different things she doesn't trust, but she had to learn how to trust. But I don't believe that she had to learn it and she's over. I'm not buying it for some reason. Just doesn't give off that she's gotten over it. But that's the narrative she wants to tell. It looks like she's still going through that, trying to trust, as you said, with her life. And I just don't see it. That's why I was kind of like, ugh. Like, and this is public. That's why I was like, if I was her husband, I'd be thinking, she don't trust me. Oh, this thing, she has finances, this and the house, choosing a house where we're supposed to live, the city we're supposed to live in. I'm like, one thing after another, she doesn't trust me in, or she's claiming that she's had to learn to trust me in. That means she never trusted me in the first place. Why am I married to her? So if he's not thinking that, he's okay with this dynamic, that's on him. But I'm reading into it immediately as red flag. Like, okay, you don't trust me? Maybe you'll trust another man. I'm not the one. But to me, it's like a low self-esteem. He's allowing this to happen. And it's kind of like they go together perfectly, perhaps. She doesn't have trust in him. He doesn't feel like he's trustworthy enough to be trusted. Maybe he's in a proving trauma. I need to prove myself to this woman. And she wants to be proven too. So maybe they do go together, just in that way, in a toxic way. And it doesn't appear that way on the surface, but to me, no. A woman who's with me, she just trusts me when she don't. And that is exactly right. Trust me with my life. Okay, everything else falls below from that. But this clearly, what she said, just one thing, no, she doesn't trust him.
Yeah, it should be that simple, Joe. It should be that simple. Let me come into JR. I saw you come on. You want to say something, JR?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so basically, where the conversation obviously started from to where obviously we've got to. I don't think there's anything such as a gender war. It's women fighting against themselves. When feminism, was created or wherever it was, what was one thing that women wanted to dismantle?
Man's control, power.
Man's control, power.
Mm-hmm.
They called it the patriarchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And what's the one thing that women are calling for today that they want? the same exact thing that they fought to dismantle. And going
Good
to your
point.
question, Mr. Price, about, what makes a woman, valuable or whatever it was, right?
Yeah, what sets her level?
Yeah, what sets her level? It's simple. Mindset. And we don't have to delve deep into exactly what we mean by the word mindset. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I appreciate that, man. Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold on. You ain't gonna be
Good.
sitting quiet all this time. Then you want to just hop in and just go ahead and drop a little bomb all up in the conversation. Hey, man, I appreciate it, JR. I appreciate it.
He came in like, and we're gonna leave it at that.
Right. Don't come here and drop the little bomb. Let me get some more of these comments. Let's see. J.U. Griffin said the problem, Chloe, is women are not choosing men of God. They are first going for the men that make them tingle and looks good to show off to the other women. Ooh.
Yeah, let me piggyback on that for a minute. Right?
There we go.
My man. Right. For real though. How y'all out here asking for a man of God, talking about some, but I gotta sample the goods first? How y'all out here asking for a man of God, talking about some, but he gotta be 6'6" and 6, and how y'all like, asking for a man of God, but then he needs to know how to handle you. It's like that's crazy to me. It's like, where do they do that at? Like, you're asking for a man of God. I thought you was asking for a man of God for a reason, because if you think that you're asking for a man of God because the man of God is gonna be somehow perfect and he's not gonna have the same characteristics that any and every man has, then you're again in Delulu land. Because even a man of God is still going to have man traits, man characteristics, and man struggles. Just like a woman of God is still going to have female traits, the same struggles that other women go through, the same, because we're not perfect. So even when you find a man of God, don't get me wrong, that means he should be able to handle certain situations better, with more grace. He's, how do I say it? He's under the leadership of God, which does make a difference. When a man, his spiritual authority is Christ, then there's a certain way he's going to move. There's certain decisions he's going to make, whether in regard, or if you're dealing with a man who doesn't submit to a spiritual authority and doesn't have that particular element, doesn't mean he can't be a good man. I'm not saying that, but he's not going to move the same. There are going to be differences because that same moral standard may or may not be there, right? But that doesn't mean that removes all of the challenges you could have in a relationship, or that removes any obstacles that you may have in a relationship, because you're still imperfect people. But to ask for a man of God, are you a woman of God? Because I see a lot of women asking for men of God, but how are you moving in the world, right? How are you moving? And some of these women asking for a man of God wouldn't be able to recognize them if he walked right past them.
Right.
They would not be able to recognize that that's a man of God. Their discernment is all the way off. That's why they're picking the men they're picking. And then when we say choose better, they get offended. But you don't have discernment. You need to train your discernment. It's not there. So even if you saw a man of God, you wouldn't be able to recognize him. You walk past him. You know why? Because that man of God is going to move a certain way. And that man of God probably ain't going to want to fool with you. Let's call a thing, because you're not presenting yourself as a woman of God.
Right. No, that's real. That's real. And just to add some clarity. So I think how do they do it nowadays? So they ask for a God-fearing man. That's the title. So they put that. It's always got to be a God-fearing man. That's what they always say. Well, like I said, it's all a part of the template, I like to call it. I got a couple more. So these are randoms right here. I'm just gonna see what y'all say about these.
You like, am I willing to die for this?
I'm not.
I'm not willing to die for. I think
dying for your wife and your family, I can understand.
Because it's dangerous. It's not fearful. It's a dangerous
Kids,
situation.
yeah. Wife too.
Wife, no.
Look, you bought her though.
I'm not.
I mean, like once you.
I'm not dying for my wife, my nigga.
What are you doing in a dangerous situation?
If me and my wife are running because two niggas are shooting at us and she trip, I'm gonna keep running.
You and your wife?
Me and my wife.
Who hurt you?
Nobody. I'm just saying I'd keep running.
Moment you.
It's the who hurts you for me.
Man, somebody sent me that video right there. Somebody sent me that video right there. So I want to come to the fellas on this one right here. Fellas, what y'all think about what my man was saying? So he said if they was running and somebody was chasing, she on her own. So let me come to the fellas.
I'm with him.
I got one for that one. That's
hold on, Jared. You said what? What he say?
I'm with him. I'm with him.
You with him on that?
Oh, with it.
Yeah, I'm with the guy. Yeah. It's better for one to make it than for both of us to go, right?
All right, hold on. wait.
Yeah, let him go first. I want to hear this.
So go and get that off your chest, Jared. Let me
hear
this, man.
I want to be there when you have to tell your kids what happened.
Nah,
go ahead, JR. So I'm gonna hear this, man.
Nah, I'm joking. Nah, I just want to
okay.
say.
All right.
No, JR, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you sure you're joking?
Listen, all I know is I ain't ever been in that situation. So yeah, for now I'm joking. Yeah.
For now.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
British.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Let me come back to Vince. Go ahead, Vince. Go clean this up. JR was over here playing with fire. Go ahead, Vince.
That's the type of man they get, when they ask for a partner.
Oh, okay.
I want somebody equal to me. Yeah, that's the type of man you get right there. The one that'll let you fall and keep running. That's what a partner is.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness, I shouldn't laugh.
A husband won't do that. A father won't do that. But a partner, that's what you get.
Right.
With a partner.
Yeah.
50-50. Hey, it's 50-50. You fall, hey.
I feel you. I feel you, man. That's how I was looking at that video when I saw it. Because I said I didn't expect my man to say that. When I was watching, and I was like, did my man just say that? Like he's about to lead your wife just, and I'm like, this is and that's why I said that's why I said this, even that video supports the gender war. Yeah, but it's like as men and women, we are bucking with each other so much to where it's like we just don't even respect each other. Like in a situation like that where this young lady could get hurt, whatever it would have you. It's just like we don't even respect each other to that level anymore. Like we'll just leave somebody, hey, you fend for yourself, like you said, Vince. That's that partner stuff. That's that equal stuff. Like you fend for yourself, figure it out. Yeah, like Chloe said, and was that might have been early in this show or the last show, and she was just like, some of these fellas, they just calling these young ladies bro. Like, bro, you got it. Bro, you figured out. Okay, I know these bullets, whizzing over the top of us, but yeah, you figured out, bro. You don't need no man. Guy. You got it. Yeah, right. You got it. You got it, my guy. But it's like that's the mentality, and that's how I know we are definitely warring with each other. Cause see, it didn't used to be that way. Yep, it didn't used to be that way. Yep, cat seen fellas about to throw them hands. You was stepping in front of the female, like, hey, why don't you step back? These cats about to throw. I want you to catch it. I want you to catch it straight. Why don't you slide back? And she wasn't your girlfriend. She wasn't your wife. But you just had a level of care and respect for each other. But yeah, like I said, that's damaged now. Yeah, this brother, like even my wife, he like, nah, I'm not about to lose my life for my wife. Like, nah, she on her own. Like she better run quick. So yeah, we really gotta think about what's going on. Yeah, we really gotta think about what's going on.
That's not fair. Y'all know y'all legs be longer than ours.
Here you go.
Yeah. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
All shine.
Here you go with that. I got go ahead, JR, and I got one more I'm gonna throw. Go ahead.
Yeah, now I'll just say quickly, and jokes aside, right? I think obviously with what Mr. Vince said, like he's right in terms of the terminologies that the ladies use on whatever it is, right? But I think obviously that's for where we are today, as to why we've got to break it down into like different sections. But once upon a time, there was that moral code, right? You know, men are going to protect women regardless, and I think it's just one of those things where, because of where we are today, um, with what the guy said, obviously with the joke that made as well, I kind of understood where he was kind of coming from, right? Because let's just a quick backstory, right? Like say 10 years back when I was at uni, I had a group of like female friends. We come out in the club. There's arguing with a few female friends, right? Sorry, a different group, set of girls. Obviously, guys come in, protect and whatnot. And ladies, stop. You go that way. Hey, come, let's go. That's what I basically done. And this girl from that group proceeded to obviously say to me, "You know how you talking to? Go back to your own country." You know, you know where she's going with that kind of talk. So it's like, right, I'm thinking, hey, you're talking to slick like a guy. But in my head, I already know that, you know what? I can't even put hands on this lady, right? It is what it is. But true say, because you did violate, I'm gonna have to handle you like a geezer regardless. So it is what it is. And obviously, as guys, we know the worst thing that you can do to a guy is not even hit a guy or anything like that, right? It's obviously, spit in a guy's face. That's probably the worst thing you can do. So I thought, if you want to go with the racial comments or whatnot for whatever reason, yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with you. So obviously I spat in the face. She's then proceeded to obviously slap me in my face, right? Now I'm thinking like, hold on, I'm not even in the wrong here. Like, you've taken another step too far. I'm not ready to crash out. Does that make sense? Now I'm ready to crash out. I'm thinking like, I'm not even in the wrong. So I've ended up hitting her back now. And it's like, cool. I already know I'm in the wrong. So, but like I said, I'm ready to crash out. Two guys decide to step in and protect the lady, because obviously I've put my hands on her, right? Cool. Right. Like I said, I'm ready to crash out. It is what it is. Both of the guys end up laying flat on the floor. But after that, I've still not got to deal with, hold on, I put my hands on a lady. I put my hands on two guys. Now I got to deal with potential three bodies, just for the sake of me trying to what? Protect the lady. Does that make sense? But now, like I said, once upon a time, there was a code, and those two guys understood the code. But under what situation did I understand the code of protecting a woman? It wasn't about you disrespecting a man. Does that make sense? So, for the sake of them to protecting a man and me getting ready to crash out, that's potentially two guys and a lady, going 6 feet deep, and me sitting down in a jail cell for her talking slick like a guy. Does that make sense? But all I tried to do was protect my female friends and protect those other ladies and say, hey, let's not do this. You know what I mean? So with the joke that I made, it went down to like, I understand where most guys are today. We don't know what situation we're going into in order to protect the woman. Does that make sense? For all I know, yeah, with the context that the guy gave, hey, they could be after her. For all we know.
But I think that's a little different when you're talking about your wife than some random person. Yeah,
now,
I'm not protecting nobody I don't have a authority over. Now now we in the street, guns rang out, and there's some strange woman, walking beside me. Yeah, then I'm running too. But they were talking about something he's responsible for. That's a little different than a random person.
Yeah, or even and that's what I said. Yeah, and that's what I said. And that's what I said earlier, right? Like, once upon a time, there was a code that men would naturally just protect women. Does that make sense? Men would. Does that make sense? Whether it's a random or there was that code, there was a code between both men and women. But like I said, today, that code has been broken between both sets of genders, right? Where, like I said, even though men do want to protect women, like I said, those two guys did want to protect the lady because of what I done. So that still goes down to what You know, men are taught what to do. You don't hit a lady, you protect women. Does that make sense? But like I said, under what situation was they protecting the lady? And that's why, like I said, I understand Mr. Vince, where it's so unfortunate today that we have to break it down to it's your wife that you got to protect, your daughter, your mom,
I got you.
your cousin. Does that make sense? Rather than if I see a lady getting attacked, why can I not go there and be like, hey, no, you don't do this, and we deal with that situation accordingly. I'm not saying we kill the guy, we deal with him, we protect the lady, remove her from the situation, right? But like I said, we're gonna come to find out she's probably talking slick to the guy. Then it's like, does that make sense? But
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. And that
I wanted to say something on behalf of that too.
Go ahead, Tomondo.
Okay. It was funny what the guy had said. That was good. I wish I could have seen it in real time. But I have adopted and understand what JR is saying. It was a code coming up that you protect. We would just protect females because we know they are the weaker vessel. But and then nowadays you don't know because women has become so combative and aggressive. You don't know if she didn't call him a BA nigga or whatever didn't happen in that situation. But when it comes to my wife, I had to I'm gonna use the word train her. I know y'all don't like certain words, but I had to train her on how to react and how to act when she out there in public, other than what she had already know. And what I mean by that is because you can get a woman, and if you outlandish and loud, she's gonna adapt to women adapt to their surroundings way quicker than men do. And we have to be leaders, and women, regardless of the fact women don't. I'm stuttering. Women follow their men, and if you that type of guy, your woman gonna be just like that. And I am. I had to tell my wife, you gonna be like me when them niggas get to talking stuff. You move out the way. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm not around, move out the way. So I have to tell her that. Not saying that she was gonna be all up in the mix, but she had to know and had to hear from her leader, like, hey, when situations like this happen, you got to move out the way. Follow me. Look at my eyes when stuff get to popping off. Look and see where I'm at, so I can get that head nod. If you see me ducking, I'm ducking. If we not in the same vicinity, but like it's that training and teaching about your woman and your wife in situations, because sometimes even though we know they are more social creatures, sometimes they overlook the stuff that we be on heightened security. We us as men, we protect us, so we are security. So security watches and look at the things that women don't normally would look at, because we know how men are, and we know that there's a low level of violence when it comes to men when situations get out of control, because there's so much that we can take from one another as men. You're not gonna say too much to me without it getting escalated to. And certain women can argue with each other all day until it get to that point. But men, we stop at some point, because I done seen it many times. Women, they argue for 30 minutes with each other, but a niggas, hey, it is only gonna take a couple minutes. You can only say so much to me, and it's gonna be either fish throwing or bullets flying. So, one thing for sure I wanted to say real quick about my wife. I die for my wife, but that's because I found the one that I'm willing to die for. Some men don't find that one. Some men willing to walk away up to Doug and let her stand up and let her stay standing because he's not willing to die for that woman. It takes that love and commitment from a man himself. This is our responsibility as being protectors to stand in the gap and stand in the midst of danger when it comes to someone you love. And I have adopted this, and this is just me. I told my wife, and I tell her all the time, I only signed up for one person to protect. When I signed my vows, it wasn't no other women involved in it. So when it comes to me protecting, I'm only able to protect one woman at a time, and that's my wife. So if something happened with it, I don't care what didn't happen, girl. You done got yourself in some situations. I'm running with the bullets, get the flying. I'm running. I'm sorry, but I'm not Superman.
and I'm not Captain Saber whore. I only signed on this one paper, and that was for Cynthia Brown, and that's the only woman I'm going to protect. Now, when it comes to Mama and them all that stuff, we know is levels to it, but when it comes to someone that's not related to me, that's only through this vow that we gave to God through this marriage, as only one. I'm not protecting her. I'm definitely not protected because if I get killed trying to protect a woman, who's gonna protect my wife and my family? I'm just not in there. I'm not with that.
There it is.
So,
There it is. No, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, I got one last one. This for the fellas, and then we on up out of here. This curveball for the night, then we gone.
How you doing? Thank you for coming to get me.
No
This car is
problem.
nice. Wow.
You look nice.
Thank you. You too. You look good yourself.
Thanks. Forget this date. I want you.
What?
I want you. What we doing?
What you mean?
What we doing? Let's go get this hotel room.
Man, we not gonna go out to eat and let me at least lie to you or something?
Forget. You don't gotta do that. You gonna lie down.
What?
Yeah. What we doing? We about to go. You coming or not?
Wait a minute.
What?
Am I coming?
You gonna be?
Not that easy. I'm not just gonna go to a hotel with you like that. You ain't even get to know me first.
What I gotta get to know you for? What we doing?
I'll go. But we're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. Let's go.
I'm not like.
All right. So somebody sent me this. I think this is some hilarious stuff. So I got to come to the fellas on this one. Vince, JR, Joe, Mondo. How y'all handling this? How y'all handling this situation right here? Keep it a buck. I'm gonna let anybody go and tell me what y'all do. How y'all handling this? Is old girl, is she doing too much? Is y'all rolling? What is it? Go, somebody come off mic and tell me what it is.
I'm in the talking phase real quick. I just want to, dude. It's kind of cringe when you see it from the other perspective, bro. Like, oh my god, we are horrible, dude. No, you gotta think about it, man. If a woman approaching you, be like, girl, get back. What you got? You must have got something. You trying to give it away like that? I don't know, man. It looks kind of crazy when you see it from another point of view. Like, bro, like, back. Let's take this. You be forcing yourself on people. It's crazy that nowadays. Wow, I just want to say it's cringe-worthy when you see it from the other point of view. Because me as a man, if a woman was pushing up on me like that, I'd be kind of like skeptical. I'd be trying to feeling like you giving it away too easy. Anything too easy ain't worth having. I always heard, so I don't want it if it's that easy.
Okay. No, I hear that right there. Appreciate that, Mondo. Joe, JR, how y'all handling this, man? Was y'all rocking with it? Is you not? How y'all handling this? Somebody let me know. JR, go ahead, JR.
I ain't rocking with that. I ain't rocking with that, yeah. Because as so what's his name? Is it Tamando? Is it? Yeah. Tamando said, yeah, Tamando. Yeah, he said like it gives that icky vibe, right? So I'm always conscious when I'm around ladies, whether it is on how I act, because I do not want to be a topic of discussion in their group chat or wherever it is, or just a reminder of, I remember I was talking to this guy and this guy's like the same as that guy that was trying to talk to me, kind of thing. So I do try to act accordingly, and that is OTT over the top. Like, it's just, yeah, it's too much, if you know what I mean. And I was going to say, like, I couldn't really focus in the video because I was gonna say I can't believe that guys do that. Does that make sense? Like, but boy, I mean, as we said, we've seen on the other side, and of course it's the ladies that obviously speaking on the perspective. So I can't sit here and say no, they are lying, because it's coming from their point of view. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. I just want to see what y'all. Go ahead, Vince. I saw you come off. Go ahead, Vince.
I'll be scared if she got that package.
Not the package, man.
What?
That gift that keep on giving.
Man, I wanted to see what y'all was gonna say about this, man, because I said this video came my way, and I'm just like, I know some of the ladies take the aggressive position these days, and because of what's going on out here. But I'm like, let me see what men say as it relates to this? Do they respond to it? Is it working? Is it not working? And so forth. I said, right now, it sounds like it ain't working. So, yeah, I just was curious. I wanted to see. This was the little curveball real quick. Let me come over here to Joe. What you saying about that, Joe?
It's going to be the opposite from the fella's answer just because of my personal experiences. So when
Come
they say
on
it's
with it.
role
Come on with
reversal,
it.
I'm like, role reversal. I'm like, this is what they, for me, I mean, I don't know. My perspective is probably skewed because I'm just only speaking from my experience. But that's not a role reversal. I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is, I didn't know it was a role reversal until they said, oh, role reversal. So they're acting out something that they actually do with men that they want. And I've just, I'm trying to keep it, so I'm just keep it light. It happens way more often than you might think.
I'm sure.
And at first it shocked me. And then it becomes, oh, this is normal. And it does, when guys do it, and I do it. Like, if I see something I like, I just go, I don't like to do the whole song and dance. This whole plan as if I want to go to this fancy restaurant and I want to, sometimes I just want to touch you. I just want to kiss you. I just want to hold you. And I might want to go to a park. I might want to go back to the place and may not lead to sex, but it's very much direct. I prefer to direct when I'm approaching a woman that I like. I think so. It's a lot of mental gymnastics a lot of men take themselves through in order to eventually get the woman to that position at her place, his place. So they go through the whole song and dance and put on this facade. Oh yeah, I want to do this, the candlelight dinners and the picnics and the bullshit. You want to do what she just said. And then you have a lot of guys who say, well, how could a man act like that, behave like that? Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, when I get a good pump in, I'm working out and I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. And I say exactly the way I feel. A lot of men don't do that. They go through that whole process because society told them, well, you gotta court them, you gotta do all this, you gotta do that. And you'd be surprised how many women would actually find it a breath of fresh air to deal with a man who is straight up like, I know what you want, but you're not telling me what you want. They know it. And so they kind of play with those men a lot of those times. They'll use those men for the dinner dates. The friends are, oh, he's my buddy, he's my best buddy, because they know he wants something more, but he's trying to do it in a roundabout way to get the same end result. That he's too afraid to come out and do what that woman did. Now I've done it, and I've also had women do that to me, and it is a breath of fresh air. Instead of the whole, well, you gotta know how to treat a lady, you gotta know how to talk to me. They just come up to me and say, I mean, word for word, verbatim, I want a man to dominate me. Okay, what could that possibly mean? I just want a man I want a man who will dominate. A man who dominates is not going to do that whole let's sing karaoke songs, let's do this and let's do that. Not to say those things aren't fun to do, but you got two adults. They want to have a good time. They want to get to know each other, and they want to get to know each other in a deeper way than what they portray they want to do. If that makes sense. So I'm just speaking from my experience. It happens for me. Probably doesn't happen for a lot of men, and I also do it because that's just what I'm used to. I like straight to the point because what happens when you take a woman out? You're doing all these things. You're spending all this money, spending all this time, and by let's say 3 or 4 months you've been talking to her, she still doesn't want to be intimate with you. Now you're feeling salty because oh well, what about? And now she's going to catch you up and say, well, why didn't you ask me for that in the beginning? How come you didn't come up to me in the beginning? So yeah, you could get on me for stringing you along, but you were not telling me the truth from the very beginning. You wanted this, but you did this. So now you have men who are salty because they waited for something to happen. They was hoping something was going to happen instead of just going for it like a man is supposed to be. Be direct, be straightforward, go for what you want. And that's just the way I approach business, my own life, and the way I approach women. So when women do it to me, I don't find it odd at all. I love it because it gets straight to the point. And then anything else that happens after that, hey, we can hang out, we can chill, we can do this, we can do that. But yeah, some women just want to know, do I have sexual chemistry with this man? Do we have physical chemistry? Am I sexually attracted to him? And that's okay. That's natural because we all feel it, but we all try to deny it. And we all been taught to put it on ice and try to get to know her better. But then you get to know her and it doesn't lead anywhere anyway. So then you wasted a year of your life and her time. So that's my perspective.
Okay,
So
go ahead, Chloe.
let's let Joe have his perspective. Let's let Joe have his. Let's let Joe have his perspective, because he's given a perspective that I don't know that. I'm not a man, so who am I to question it, right? I would just say from a female perspective, I personally, and women who think like me, that rare that you was talking about earlier, Joe. Yeah, the poo poo gonna go dry.
The
Like,
pee goes. Burr, burr, burr.
yeah, it's gonna be like it's just the poo gonna go dry. Because if you're trying to get a woman who's intellectually on your level, who has the moral and standards that you want, that y'all claim y'all want, a woman who, because deeper is not sex, right? Deeper is the intimacy that comes without the sex, right? And I'm always cautious when people say wasting time getting to know somebody. First of all, if it's been a year and it took you a whole year to figure out whether or not you're compatible with this person, that's a pause, because it doesn't necessarily take that long for you to know if that person is compatible with you. But I think that more so happens when you start with the physical intimacy and not the other intimacy. Because sometimes when you start with the physical intimacy, a lot of times when you start with the physical intimacy instead of the other intimacy, then you will miss things. You won't see everything, because sometimes the sex can be a distraction. It can be a distraction from you really recognizing your real feelings about that person. If you really like them like that or not, if they're really compatible with you or like that or not, if y'all really messing with each other like that or not, and what type of time that person is really on, right? Maybe this sounds all antiquated, right? And super old school thinking for people. But I would just say, like I said last week, does it work for you? I have no doubt that women do this. As a matter of fact, I know they do. I know women are doing this, right? And that's why they baby mamas. Because this is not the type of behavior you give if you trying to get a man that wants to stay. Because I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all are not locking down men that you are making it just about sex with. Y'all not even locking them men down. It's not happening. And men, y'all are not wifing women that you approach and say it's just about the sex with. Y'all not. So now that's a waste of time. If you want to see a woman wasting her time, that's that right there. That's what a real waste of time is. So, I mean, I get it, but then I don't, because if we're having a conversation about gender war, right? And this can be my closing, to be honest. But if we're having a conversation about the gender war, like, we got to really look at what's going wrong. I agree with JR to a certain extent. It is women fighting with the women. They fighting with themselves. He's right. That's a lot of that going on. But there's men who are fighting with themselves too. They can't decide if they want to be the guy that wants the one woman guy, the guy that wants the marriage and the kids, the guy that cares about his legacy in other area outside than just finances. They can't decide if they want to be that guy or they still want to be the playboy. They not sure either. They can't decide if they want to stand on moral high ground or if they want to keep telling women close their legs so that then I don't have a choice but to have a standard for myself because you're forcing me to have one. Like, we got to be honest. If we really going to like really move forward and make progress in this, then we gotta really be honest. Like, women have to hold this L. Y'all bought into feminism, and it didn't work. It didn't give what you thought it was gonna give. We just gotta hold the L. Now that we see that this is what it is, instead of being bitter and angry about it, it's time for you to now reprogram yourself. It didn't do what you thought it was gonna do. Okay, men, you see what it is, right? You see how women are moving out here. That means you're now going to have to move differently. It does not mean you become the male version of a mad black woman. Yeah, I see that happening. Men are becoming the new mad black woman. That's nasty work. They've turned y'all into them. Instead, you need to continue to move on your square and do not let what these crazy broads doing change y'all. And I think for me, that's what I'm seeing, right? So yeah, men, y'all have to take some accountability to why we're in the state that we're in. It's not just women. Like, a lot of this male behavior that we're seeing is a direct reaction to what women have been doing. And it's not the flex that y'all think it is. Because they low-key still manipulating y'all. They still doing it. And you don't see it. Because you're hiding behind your talking points. And nobody's saying that what you're saying isn't valid. All we're saying is, okay, now what you going to do about it? And it's not waiting for them to do something. Right? You're a man, right? So you're not waiting on them. Because what if they never get it? What if they never clue in? So you can't wait on them. And I'll be honest, do your passport thing. Hey, do you? Do you? Just know that that's a Band-Aid. It's really not a solution. Because Joe Biden's internet is everywhere. I land.
There it is. I think we about at that time anyway. We're gonna start taking some closing and we're gonna get on up out of here. I know you just dropped yours, Chloe. Let me hit up Vince and I'm gonna make my way across. Vince, you still there, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chloe is absolutely right. I think we as men do need to have to make a decision on how we're going to be and stand on it. And my closing is that the gender wars have to be over for the community to move forward. Let's call the truce. Let's wave the white flag and get down to some real conversation.
That's real. Appreciate that right there. JR, it's on you. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, just going off Miss Chloe's point about obviously what I meant going to do about it, right? In reality, I'm not gonna lie to you, men aren't going to do anything about it because what the complaints that men have and whatnot, right? Of course, like you said, it's valid and whatnot. And men, of course, like I said, you mentioned and I mentioned it last week as well myself that we fell into the trap because we obviously be getting played as well by not obviously, asking the women to do this, but we're not holding ourselves to that same standard of women should be married and whatnot. But at the same time, we don't want to be married, right? But I think it's just one of those ones where the way the system is set up, they've basically dangled women. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
Try it again.
Yeah. So the way the system is set up, the dynamics, they've basically dangled women in front of men, right? So What that basically means is that they want men to basically crash out, run through the ladies to get to the people that actually control the narrative. And with what Miss Chloe is basically saying, like, oh, what are men going to do about it? That's basically the option that men have, which is basically crash through the ladies. And men are basically saying, no, we're not going to do that. We basically want the ladies to come to the table, and let's all be willing to basically work this out without, the people at the top. Does that make sense? So I get exactly what you mean about what are men going to do about it. So that's basically my defense, where like I get exactly what you're saying, that we fell into the trap, but we're basically just asking the ladies, like, hold yourselves accountable. We hold ourselves accountable. We both know what we can do right. We both know where we've gone wrong. Let's try and fix this without getting a third party involved in this. Let's figure this out. So let's both come and sit down rather than get other people involved. So yeah. But once again, thank you for having me on and chopping up with the panel. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. We appreciate you always coming on every Wednesday, holding us down. Appreciate you, man. Mondo, man, you still there, man?
Yeah, I'm still here.
You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, I definitely do. Let me put myself on camera real quick. Let y'all see this ugly face. Hey, check it out, though. Chloe, dude, Chloe, you very, very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. Thank you for what you said. But I want to say that in war, somebody had to be the first one to shoot. Or someone had to be the first one to make the move. And I just believe that women was the first one to make the move. We can take it back over 50 years ago with the inception of feminism. That was the first shot. That 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 shot that shot rang around the world. And when the white women went back to their husband, a lot of the black females and black culture, they started kicking us out. So the first shot was made by a woman, and we understand what happened next. The men, we took defense and offense to the war being started. Our offense was to say, well, we gonna run it. We gonna run it, and I believe men haven't changed. So we feel like I feel like men continue to stay who we are. Women change because now they got 30 years down the line. Social media came in and it showed them the light that they didn't see outside of their community, because now they seeing millionaires around the world. So I still stand with the question was, who started the war? Women started the war. Um, and the defense for us men is to treat all of women the same. How I feel like the defense was played. Our offense is to stay the same, and the defense is to treat them all the same. Now it's hard to tell who is the good girl and who is the bad girl. So we just treat them all the same. And I thank God for my wife. Dude, I have it hard out here. I'm kind of ugly. So,
oh my God!
So I have to have a lot of money to get what I want. So thank God I end up. Thank God I got a couple dollars in my pocket. So, but I just wanted to say again, Chloe, that was a beautiful closing, dude. That was awesome. I understood exactly what you meant and what you said. We all in this together, but man, y'all started this, man. Y'all started this war. So thank you. Hey, I appreciate you reaching out to me again too, Mr. Price, that you reached out to me, and I was like, let me get on here. I've been shadow watching and all that. So I said, let me get on and get in the panel today, man. So I appreciate you reaching out to me when I posted what I posted. It was one of y'all that reached out to me, so I thank y'all
that was
for
me.
just doing
Yeah,
it,
no
man.
doubt. Yeah, no
Thank
doubt,
you.
man. I had to check in on you, man. We appreciate you holding us down and showing us support on the panel, man. Appreciate you, man.
God bless you. God bless you, guys.
All right.
God bless
Same
everybody.
to you as well, man. All right. It's on you, Joe. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, so I know I kind of I fired off on the last prompt that you gave, and I was just speaking from my experience.
I
Definitely from my
appreciate that,
experience.
man.
as crazy as it is. And Chloe made a lot of good points, great points actually. I would say to add to it, which I should have added to it, the intimacy I'm speaking of. It's not just the physical aspect, although that is also very important. I think there's a de-emphasis on that as being, oh, that shouldn't matter, all that. It does matter. If you look at people who have these so-called long-distance relationships, they don't last. I know because I've tried a few of them. Oh, yeah, we want to talk. I'm in this state, you're in one state, we can just talk. No, at some point, there needs to be some sort of physical touch, not necessarily intercourse, but just like you looking in that person's eyes, you're touching that person's hands, things like that. That is being almost intentionally being deprived from a lot of these men. So it's when I say going straight and going direct for the point, going directly to the point, it's building that connection faster, quicker, without the barriers that a lot of modern women put up before a lot of men, even including myself sometimes. And that can be interesting because it can be an emotional barrier as well. It's the refusal to allow you to come in and you have to do a lot of this extra work. It's like you're digging through all this dirt to look for something that's there. And then the man gets worn out trying to dig for that emotional intimacy, or he gets worn out trying to dig for that physical intimacy. And the woman sometimes either through her traumas or she's just intentionally putting him through the ringer to make him earn this. They feel like, oh, this is something a man wants to do. No, what a lot of men would choose to do is they just choose to move elsewhere. They cut their losses and they move elsewhere, not just for the physical intimacy, but the emotional as well. A lot of them, well, not a lot of them, there's a segment that goes overseas. And those women just, they come as that. They give that emotional intimacy up front. There's no, you have to work for this, you have to earn it. There's no hiding it behind this like paywall. You have to give me X amount before I give you that. You have to earn the feminine. There's none of that. And I know that because I had just two experiences with foreign women in this country, and it shocked me. Because I've had good success with American women, but the speed in which you connect with a woman is different. And again, it's not just a physical thing, but it is important to a man because we're men. We like the physical aspect, we like the visual, we want to touch. But if you're putting yourself behind that wall on purpose and I'm going to make him earn, no, we're just going to go to a woman who's going to allow us to connect with her quicker. And it again does not always mean necessarily intercourse. That's kind of like the final boss in a video game. That's important, but it's not the only thing we look for. Lastly, what I was going to say. Actually, Tamino said what I was going to say, that the war, as far as who started it, just all the evidence seemed to point to women wanting to start it, and I guess they want to finish it. But I don't see a lot of men choosing to engage in it. Some of them, I think, foolishly are trying to do so. That's how you get a lot of these red pill content creators, and they run themselves in circles because women are better at it than we are. They know how to socially adapt a lot better than we can. So they're quicker with these things. They're sharper with their tongue. We can't compete with that. We try to, and we just end up losing our mind because we're much more steady in our thinking. We're slower to change. So for us, it's better for us to disengage from this war, to not necessarily lay down our muskets, but to then just say, you know what, I'm going to take what I got and I'm going to pack it up and I'm going to go elsewhere. Whether it be a different state, a different country, or whatever, however way they choose to do it, it exists out there. Now, Chloe did say that she doesn't believe that to be a solution, but from the men that I've spoken to personally who have made that their solution, they would beg to differ strongly. They will say, "Oh no, actually that was a solution for me, and not just for me, but my boy, my homeboy, this friend," and it's like, okay, cool. And just the brief experiences I've had with women in this country who are foreign, I was like, is this what they like over there in so and so country? And this, it motivated me to learn how to trade. I'm successful now. I'm successful trading because I was like, I got to go find out for myself. What is something different in the water over there? And sometimes it is a change of environment. True, a man can take himself wherever he go. A lot of people make the argument, oh, you take yourself wherever you go. If you're an a-hole here, you're going to be a-hole there. If you have no success here. But sometimes there's a lot of men who have no success here in this area. They go someplace else and they find a job that actually ends up benefiting them. They find a woman that actually end up marrying. And it's in a totally different environment. So sometimes the environment does make a difference, and we understand that because the environment we grow up in as kids absolutely affects us as we get older. And when we change those environments, we find that those children end up in a much better situation. They end up much better educated. They end up having better careers. They have a better future trajectory going forward simply because of a change of environment. The kid did not change, but the circumstances in which they grew up in did change. So sometimes that is the solution. It's not always the solution, but it's a if you exhausted all options, then hey, all you can do is say, well, maybe if it's me, then I'll know it's me if I go someplace else and I'm the same person. But if I think it's me and I go someplace else and I realize, wow, it was something in the water the whole time, then perhaps that is the solution. So that's all I have to say about that. Y'all have a great night.
Now you too as well, man. I appreciate that closeout. Yeah, I'll just say this. I don't know who started the gender war. Yep, I don't know who exactly started the gender war. I haven't even dug into it, but I do know that we are participating in it. Yep, and that is the problem that we have to solve. We have to stop participating in it. Yeah, we're not competition for each other. Yeah, we're not each other's enemies. Yeah, we can respect each other. We can be cordial with each other. We can have conversations. We ain't got to have the rest and be face coming into, interaction with each other. Yeah, fellas can protect the women. There's still moral, still morals. There's still a code. Yeah, we don't have to let all of those things go. Yeah, but I think it just starts with respecting and appreciating each other. That is the key pieces that we've wanted to or somehow let go. Yep, and I think that has to be restored, or this mess is just going to continue. Because at the end of the day, like I said, once again, we're not thinking long game. We're not thinking as we get older. We're not thinking as time goes on. We just thinking for the now. Yeah, but right now it's a game. Right now it's funny. Right now it's a sport. But as we get older, that thing gonna change. Yeah, that thing is going to change. Yeah, right now we talking about we don't need, I don't need no man. Yeah, you're gonna need one in a few years. Yeah, fellas talking about, hey, I don't need no woman for this. No, you're gonna need one in a few years. So yeah, I think we got to get real about this thing and start being intentional with what we're doing. Yep, and then just getting back to the basics. Like I said, and it all starts with respect. Yeah, the respect is damaged, the respect is lost. Yeah, but that is really at the root of this gender war that we're living in today. Man, shout out to my panel. Shout out to Chloe, Joe, JR, Tamondo checking in tonight. Shout out to my guy Vince, who was on a little earlier. Shout out to everybody who dropped a comment as well. Eva Wright, Mark Kendall in the building, Kenyatta, my guy Donovan. See, I was R Jizzle, J.U. Griffin in the building as well. Tiffany Weaver checked in. Appreciate you, sis, checking us out tonight. I think I covered everybody. I think that was everybody. Yeah, that was everybody right there. This is Kandid Konvos, man. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and Facebook, so definitely smash that like button, hit that subscribe as well, and hit that share if you feel so inclined. Appreciate the 5-star, even right. We try to bring the great conversations, the great content. Listen, we try to affect some change. Yeah, we don't come on here just to talk. Yeah, we're trying to affect some change. We're trying to, affect some mindset changes amongst how we moving out here and how we thinking. Yeah, we're trying to get us to a better position, a better level. We're trying to establish some relationships and get some folks married out here. And just like I said, just changing how we view each other. Yep, in what regard we hold each other in. It's really what we're trying to do. And we're going to continue to keep that mission moving forward. Man, one by one, we're going to get there. But, man, shout out to y'all holding us down tonight. Man, and with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. And we're going to catch you guys next Wednesday.